So I did my initial training in New Zealand. I did my PPL and some of my commercial exams over there in 2008. And then I came back to the UK to do my commercial training, and then went on and started working in various jobs. I did instructing for a little while, which is quite a good way to build hours and get some experience flying different types. And then I went up to the North Sea and did a couple of years up there, and jumped at the first opportunity to get a HEMS job, really, which was in 2014. I think I'd always wanted to work in HEMS. I think HEMS has got a particular appeal to it over other areas of aviation. I think it's probably what a lot of people think of when they decide they want to be helicopter pilots, and it's the idea, I guess, about going out and doing something useful that's working with a specialist team and helping save lives. For me, the best part of this job, aside from working with the clinical team, which is obviously amazing, and going out and helping people, but one of the most amazing things is the view that you get. You know, we're very fortunate we're able to see the world from a perspective that very few people still are able to, and there's something that has quite a philosophical effect, I think, you know, especially when you're piloting an aircraft. I think it's a very different experience to just being flown about, and so I try to remind myself, you know, what a privilege it is. And when we're flying over really beautiful parts of the country, every now and again it does just take my breath away, and I'm reminded of how lucky I am to be able to do, you know, such an amazing job and something that really matters. HEMS is a really unique area of aviation, actually. We never know at the start of the day where we're going to go. We've obviously got a patch that we tend to operate within, but we have to kind of be prepared to go anywhere within that patch, and often outside of it as well. It's an exciting area of aviation to work within because we get lots of exemptions to do what we do, so we can land anywhere that we sort of feel like we need to within limitations. We get priority over other airspace. There are challenges as well. You know, we have to fly in worse weather than other aircraft do, and we're landing in sometimes urban environments, sometimes densely populated environments where there's lots of hazards. So you have to be very confident in your abilities and be able to weigh up the risk versus need a lot of the time. It is quite a different world now from when I first started. The helicopters have come a long way. Aircraft like this have much sort of more advanced technology and systems than the aircraft I flew when I first started. We've got autopilot, all kinds of avionics systems that make the job a lot easier. We fly with iPads now as well, which have all of our mapping data and all of our manuals and everything else, which can be really quickly and easily accessed, and also makes it a lot easier for getting things like weather information. Clinically as well, HEMS operations have changed. You know, when I first started, it was generally going most places with 2 paramedics. The focus would be on getting patients to hospital as quickly as possible. That mentality's changed a little bit now because a lot of research has been done about, they call it the golden hour, and interventions that can be made pre-hospitally. And so now most air ambulances are moving towards a critical care model where we carry more specialist teams, so we're able to get that care to the patient actually before they even get to the hospital. There are lots of really exciting technological advancements, thinking about how we're going to meet some of the demands of net zero requirements and things like that. The other day we were talking to a company that's developing a synthetic fuel which basically uses carbon capture to make a hydrocarbon that's chemically identical to jet fuel, so you can put it in existing turbine engines, and they're estimating that they'll have price parity with current aviation fuels by 2030, which would be a game changer because it means that we would be able to reduce the impacts that operations like this have on the environment. But because they still produce CO2, ultimately we'll have to move towards more sustainable, renewable technologies in the near future as well. The future is going to be different, and I think it's important to think about that. Currently, the thing that is driving most of the jobs in aviation is the North Sea oil industry, and hopefully we won't have that in the not too distant future. So I think aviation is going to be an absolutely essential part of HEMS, but I think it would be really important to think about what it might look like, whether that's electric aircraft or remotely piloted aircraft. So I would encourage people not to look exclusively at our current model of flying turbine-engined helicopters. There's lots of other ways into aviation and into HEMS specifically, and I think lots of charities and lots of organisations really want people who are thinking about that and who are looking at those alternatives.